All right, man. So I want to show you guys something really quick. So on rainwater catchment, let's say you have a tank, right? You got a barrel, you've caught some rainwater, and I've been talking about this for a while. I don't have the stuff to show you, but I'm going to give you the principles really quick. And then when I do one, you'll kind of know. And if you got any kind of imagination, you'll figure it out too. Because it's not rocket science. It's just an idea that I came up with that works, and it works great. So I'm taking you to my well really quick. Let's see if there's some wasp or black widows or anything. Okay. All right, really quick. Let's check this out. You guys see the red knob down there? Well, that red knob is what shuts the water supply off, okay? It shuts the water supply off from the well to the house, or from the pressure tank out, right? So if I kill that, I've closed this off, so water's not going back into the well or into this system or into the pressure tank. Okay, so we're gonna pretend that's like the city water main. Now, if you have a water main, they're usually like a black box with a blue lid, or just a black box, or maybe even a metal lidded box out at the street. It'll say water on it. If you're not sure, ask somebody, go find it now, so you're not trying to figure this out. But if you're on city water or a well, you gotta shut it off. Otherwise, this system will not work for you. So I only have one hose spigot on my house. It's out back, so I'm gonna take you guys to it really quick. And this is a simple thing that really works. I wish I could show you guys, but I don't have the stuff to do it right now. I will though soon. So here's one of the things. You got that shut off. So now your system, your house, is closed circuit. Okay? That means that there's no inlet. Okay? There's no inlet, and if everything's shut off, it's a closed circuit. The only time anything is going to be allowed to move through that system is if you open up one of the faucets or valves that lets water come out, usually, but only if it's pressurized. So let me show you guys. You're gonna love this. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so right here, that hose spigot, you're gonna take this hose or a piece of hose and you're gonna cut it. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna get either a shallow well pump from Harbor Freight and all the fittings to plumb it together. And I like the RV pumps. All it requires is a 12-volt battery. So if you've got like a car battery or a deep cycle battery, you can hook up one of these little 12-volt RV pumps. I don't know if I'll put a link in the description or not, but you guys can Google it. So here's the requirements. Write this part down. It needs to be 5 gallons per minute, and it needs to be 50 to 60 psi. That's pound per square inch. That's per square inch. Yeah, pounds per square inch. So, and the reason is the 5 gallons per minute is your volume, and then the pressure will give you somewhat enough to like have a shower or to wash dishes or to do laundry or something like that. If you were, running some kind of something in your house, to run one of those units like a solar generator, or you had a generator and it would run some of the stuff in your house like a refrigerator and a washer dryer and some lights, but maybe not all the things, or the hot water heater or whatever you got, right? And so basically you're going to take a hose from whatever water tank that you have. Say you used an IBC tote or a 55 gallon barrel. Okay, you're going to run a hose from that into that pump on the inlet side, and then out of that pump into this guy here, your hose spigot. And then you're going to open it up, and then you're going to turn that pump on. You're going to plug it into the battery. You're going to hook it up to that battery, and it's going to have an automatic shut off on it. So when it builds up its pressure to PSI that it shows, it will stop. It'll take it a minute, so it'll run, but you will now have running water out of whatever you got that caught rain. So if it's a big water tank, or it's whatever you got, you're gonna have running water. And if you try to use like a bucket or something small, you can only run for a couple minutes because that's all it'll do. If you had a barrel, like a 55-gallon barrel, you might, if you're really moderate, you might get 4 or 5 days out of that if you're really moderate. If you had an IBC tote, you'll probably get a couple weeks easily if you're moderate with your water, like, minimum showers, minimum dishes, minimum feeding the animals or watering the animals. And that's kind of how it goes. So this is one that everybody can do. You do not have to be, I know people get scared around electricity, but the little 12-volt car battery isn't going to do much, and it doesn't, it's a red wire goes to the positive, black wire goes to the negative, or the black wire goes to the negative and the white wire goes to the positive, depending on what you got. I always keep the black with the negative. And it'll tell you on the schematics. It's super easy. It's not super hard. It's just like if you watch somebody hook one up in a camping RV. It's the same principle. So this little nugget for you guys will help you no matter, let's say winter comes and the water's out because when the pipes busted in town, it froze. But you've got tanks that have water in it and you've kept them from freezing. You've put, a straw or whatever over the fittings and the hoses so they're not all frozen up and you can get running water in the wintertime. Or your well takes a dump and you need to have running water until you can afford to get one. You can do it this way. And you can go, if you don't have rainwater catchment and you got to go to like a little river or a lake or, to a buddy's house that's got a well and get the water, get your containers filled up, then do it. But it'll all work the same way. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoy that one. I appreciate you guys. Shalom.